Hey there, everyone. Welcome back. All right. I'm so excited to be spending time with our red jacket. So know that with me streaming in, I can't see your questions if you have any questions or if you have anything nice to say to me. But this is my Instagram that you see on the screen, Mrs. Trojo. So if there's just like a question that you can't get off your chest, you can't move past, message me there and I can help you out. All right, everybody should be jumping on. So I am going to start my timer and let's get started. Okay, our red jacket training. I'm so excited. Are you guys so excited about the new changes in the position of the elite executive position and how you can unlock commissions on your second line? And remember, when you go into DIQ, you get to bring your second line or a second tier. Second line is in my brain, but I think the company refers to it as second tier. Is that how they're referred to? Either way, it's exciting news. And so I want to help you think even bigger. I want every single person here I want you to think here. I need to turn my heater off. I'm out on my she shed. I want every single person on here to have that vision and the goal of being a sales director, because being a sales director is so fun and it's where you want to be. Now, I want you to think even bigger. I want you to think as you debut as a sales director, who is going to be your first DIQ? Yes, that is exciting. I love popping off that success one after another. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? It's not just you building into a leader, it's building leaders behind you. Party with a purpose and pass it on is the name of the game. So what is your purpose? Why are you partying with Mary Kay? So that is the number one thing, is a goal. I'm going to go over 7 things that are going to help you in these next 6 months. 6 months. Yes. So we already talked in opening session about goals and breaking those down backwards. I know I went over it really quickly. I hope that it made sense, but it is so important that a goal has a timeline, that it's a SMART goal that's measurable and clear, instead of, I just want to move up in leadership. Well, what does that mean? I want to be in DIQ by this date. I want to debut as a sales director by this time. I want to be an elite by this time. There needs to be a goal so you have something to run after and you can create that excitement. I want you to stay excited about where you're going, because when you're excited, that is going to be something that helps you not only build a team, but I want you to build a strong team. And we're going to talk about that with number 2 that I'm going to give you. But what I want, if you want to become a sales director, but you're having a hard time seeing it because you've been a red jacket for 3 months and nothing has changed, 3 years, 30 years, whatever it is, I want you to know that it's okay if you can only see as far as you can see right now. Set the next step goal for this month and the next month, just like we break it down, and then you'll be able to see even further the further you go. No matter what has happened in your past, whether it be in Mary Kay or in your life, maybe you were once married and now you're not. Maybe you were once a sales director and now you're not. Whatever has happened, there are things in our life where uncertainties and fears can creep in. So my message to you right now when it comes to staying excited about the goal is, don't be held back from the fears in your mind. Instead, choose to be led by the dreams in your heart. Don't be held back from the fears in your mind, but be led by the dreams in your heart. If you're not going somewhere, you're not going to have a team that follows you. So make sure you're always setting a goal. Let's just say, hypothetically, you don't want to be a sales director. I don't understand, so don't try to explain yourself. Just kidding. But let's just say, hypothetically, even if you don't want to be a sales director, still have a goal of where you're moving forward, because that excitement and that goal of momentum is going to help other people. Remember, it starts with you, but it's not all about you. It's not only bringing in success and movement and abundance into your life, but it's passing it on. So party with a purpose. What do you want to see Mary Kay do for you? What do you want it to pay off your credit card debt? Do you want it to pay for you and your family to go on a vacation once you're allowed to travel again? What do you want Mary Kay to do for you? Have a purpose, party, and then pass it on to other women. Number 2, the best way to build not only a team. I don't want you to build just a team. I want you to build a strong team. And one of the best components to that is work ethic. So number 2, work ethic. Your people will only know what you show them. If you show them lazy, they'll be lazy. If you only do one party a week, then your team will be like, oh, that's the standard. We just do one party a week. Imagine if you did 5 parties a week, then your people are like, oh my gosh, Julie's doing 5 parties a week. I want to do 5 parties a week. So raise the bar in your activity to inspire your team what's possible. Now, I want you to start thinking of being a leader of your team, because you are. If you're a red jacket, you have at least 3 team members on your team. And so not only is your sales director leading them and inspiring them and doing meetings and doing events and doing promotions and all these fun things, know that you play a role as well. You're a direct connection. They joined your team because of you. They like you. And they're going to join your team more because if they like you, versus almost what they have to offer. So know that you make a difference. You are already becoming a leader. And that is so exciting. You're already a leader. You have partied and passed it on already to 3 people. Now let's do it some more. So your work ethic is a huge, huge foundational point of growth for your business. If you want more, we got to do more. Number 3, be a stellar seller. Be a stellar seller. And so being a stellar seller is everything, because when we talk about have a purpose party and pass it on, I want you making money. Who likes money, honey? It's okay. We like money. Money gives us more options. Write it in your chat. I like money. Proclaim more money in your family's bank account through your Mary Kay business. And so the baseline, the very minimum is I want every single person earning their jewelry every single month. And so what if that was your foundation? That's all you talked about, $600 a month, profiting $600 a month. I'm building a team and the women on my team make a minimum of $600 profit a month. That is my goal. That is my vision. And so I'd be selling $1,200 every single month. And so as somebody who wants to go into directorship, grow their team, remember your team's only going to do half of what you do. They're going to do less than what you do. I mean, there's always an exception, but on average. And so as a leader, what if you doubled that? What if your orders into the company every single month were $1,200 wholesale because you're selling $2,200? That just means making more money. I want you making more money. Have a purpose, party, pass it on. If you want to build a strong team, you got to make money. And that way you show them how to make money. It's transferring the skill. So that brings me to number 4. You can transfer the skill. Being an awesome leader, becoming and stepping into that role of a sales director, which I know is going to happen for you this year, is transferring the skill. I don't know if I can be a sales director. It's so much responsibility. No, you guys, it's transferring the skill. That's what makes an amazing sales director. So how do you transfer the skill? Number 3, what I told you, be a stellar seller. Do it. Do the work. See the faces? Share the opportunity. It's as simple as that. Do the work and then show them. Work alongside your people. As you have a virtual event, have them come on. Have them do the facial with your guests. Have them watch you. Have them experience it. Do one with them. Partner doing one with them. And then have them do one and watch them do it. And then let them fly and soar and become just as good as you or even better. And that's okay. Isn't that awesome? So transferring the skill is everything in being a leader. But first you got to do, show, partner, observe, and fly. That's like with anything. Teaching anyone anything in life is the best flow. Number 5, belief is everything. I already forgot what time I had until. So can you put in the comment for me how long I have to go until, please? I had it, but since we're running behind, my brain forgot already. Okay. Oh, I guess I can look at the time here. Okay, we're good. We're good on time. Okay, here we go. Number 5, belief is everything. And so for you as someone, a leader of a leader, you know, who's breathing belief into you? We talked about that in the opening. Who are the people who empower you, breathe belief into you? And then if you're struggling a little bit, go find someone who's rocking it out. Like who on your team? Call your sales director. Who do you know who's rocking it out? I know that there were times in my business, even as a sales director, as a consultant, if I just kind of got in a little bit of a slump, I would call up somebody. Oh my gosh, you're doing so awesome. Tell me about it. And they'd be all excited. Oh my gosh, I just had a party, I had $1,000 party. And instead of being like jealous or, oh, well, how did you have $1,000 party? It's because you live in rich home community. Well, like, right. You're all negative because like you're jealous instead of be like, oh my gosh, she just had $1,000 party. What is she doing? I want to know. Tell me. I want your excitement. I want your energy. Okay. So sometimes we need to borrow belief and get belief somewhere. Okay. But belief is everything and passing it on. So what is your teammates' dreams? What do they want? If they want to become a red jacket, remind them of their goals when they're in the slumps, and you be the person that pass on the belief to them. Remember, you are leading a voluntary army, right? You're not their boss. It's more like this partnership of I really do like that partnership. You know, when I was a consultant and then a sales director and then a national sales director, my best power partners were always my teammates. My best power partners are always my sales directors because we have invested interest in each other, but know that you have a voluntary army and they don't have a boss. So it's easy to quit when you're in the slumps. And one of the best gifts that you can give someone who might be in a slump, like in their regular life, is breathe belief into them and remind them of their dreams and their visions and their goals. All right. Are you guys ready for the next one? This is my favorite. We're going to stay here a little bit. Number 6, my best advice, my best tip for you in the next 6 months, having more money, more wins, more successes is, of course, staying in action. Activity is everything, but I think that I've made that clear earlier today. But it's you. I want you to write down self, okay? Here is, you are everything. You are important. Without you, there's no business. You are important. You do not rise to the level of your goals. And I know some of you have big goals. You're like, Crystal, not only am I going to be a sales director by the end of June, but I'm going to earn 2 free cars. Okay. Whatever the level of your goal, you do not rise to that level of your goal. You fall to the level of your systems. Now, for those of you like me who are not a C personality, the word system can freak you out. These are the systems I want you to focus on: self-repair, self-care, self-responsibility, self-control. You are your systems to success. Self-repair. There's a lot we have gone through in this last year. There's just, maybe even if it didn't affect you directly, just being around that energy of such discontent, uncertainty, isolation, racial injustice, political warfare. I mean, just everything has just been so crazy. I know so many marriages have gone through so many rough patches. You might find yourself single. You might be questioning fate, all these things, you guys. In life and being in business for yourself, being a mother, being a wife, being a daughter, being you. Take the responsibility of self-repair. Allow yourself to heal. Give yourself permission to heal and pick up the broken pieces. Give yourself permission to love yourself. Because, my friend, it's going to be very, very difficult to build a team and love on other people when you're busy beating yourself up for what has or has not happened and you can't love yourself. It starts with you. So allow yourself healing and self-repair. Self-care is so important. Make sure you're giving yourself what your needs are. Everyone's needs are so different, but self-care is essential. What are you reading? What are you listening to? Are you exercising? You guys, it's not exercise to be a bodybuilder. It's exercise because that's self-care. It's healthy. It is proven to directly impact your productivity. I know for me, being stretched so thin over the last year when my husband, I went 9 years of my husband being a work from home dad. He did the cooking, he did the cleaning, he did everything. And then once our kids both went into elementary school, he was no longer a work from home dad, and he started up his own business, which has been so exciting and a dream of his. So for 9 years, I was used to having him around. He's going back, starting his business. And then all of a sudden he's still doing that, gone. I'm home trying to pivot and learn my business virtually. And now I'm homeschooling my kids. Like, I was stretched so thin. And then my office assistant I had was gone. The person I had helping clean my house was gone. The person I had in my house doing my laundry. I know, first world problems, but I worked really hard in my Mary Kay business to build this beautiful life. And I came to this place where everything was gone and turned upside down, just like many other people in the world. And I was stretched thin in an environment I wasn't used to. So self-care was so important. I disconnected on Fridays. Fridays was my day to self-care, to take care of myself and have no responsibilities on Fridays. If I chose to work, great. If I chose to work out, great. But there was nothing on my calendar and I can choose to do what I want. And I needed that. So that was just an example of what I did. Our lives are all so different. I know some of you guys are probably like making a voodoo doll and stabbing it, being like, oh, Crystal, she doesn't have her house cleaner or whatever anymore. Like, sorry, that was my life. I worked really hard for that. And so self-care is so important. Going to church, listening to entrepreneurial podcasts that enrich you, that help you be the better version of yourself, find peace. Okay, so self-repair, self-care, self-control. Self-control is massive. And it starts with implementing little micro habits. Self-control helps create structure and helps eliminate distractions. Structure is imperative in growing a business and running into success, okay, building success. And so structure gives you freedom. And I am a freedom and flexibility gal. And so structure, that word makes me feel confined. But when I realize structure and a schedule, I schedule in my freedom. I give myself more freedom by creating structure, intentional goals for the month, broken down by intentional activity for the week, broken down to intentional focus in the hours and when I wake up and when I go to bed. And that is part of self-control. Creating structure and eliminating distractions. You know that they say that we touch our phone over 2,000 times in a day, and that statistics, but what I really want to say is studies are showing that the average American in their waking life are going to waste a total of 7 years on social media. And for the younger generation, 10 years. It's gross. It's sickening. And so if you can implement self-control with structure and eliminating distractions, it'll be a game changer. And then the last one is huge, self-responsibility. I really want to make sure you write this one down. The quickest self-responsibility is truly doing what you said that you were going to do. That's it. Being a woman of your word. So if you said, and I really want you to focus on not necessarily the goal. Remember in our opening session, I said, I want you to have the big dream and the big goal, but I want you to focus on the activity. Okay. So instead of saying, well, I said I was going to be an elite by the end of December and it didn't happen. I said I was going to be in DIQ by January 1st and it didn't happen. I suck. I'm terrible. And you break yourself down. Okay. Instead of that, don't do that. I want you to focus on the actions. Hold yourself accountable and be a woman of integrity by having the self-responsibility by doing what you said you were going to do. So if you said today, I'm going to make 5 booking attempts, make the 5 booking attempts. Instead of I'm going to book 5 parties, well, you can book until you do it, but I want you to focus on the activity. The quickest and fastest way to break yourself down and spiral into a depression is to continue to say you're going to do something and continue to not do it. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go on a walk. Don't do it. I'm going to go on a walk tomorrow. Don't do it. I'm going to go. You don't even believe yourself. You can't even rely on yourself. And so the quickest and fastest way to build your confidence to get you to success is doing simply what you said you were going to do. So be a person of integrity and do what you said you were going to do for yourself. Be able to count on yourself. If you say you're going to do an action, gosh darn it, do it. There's always a rule. There's always an exception to the rule in everything. Okay. So if you're like, well, I said I was going to make 5 booking calls today and then I woke up throwing up in the toilet all day, I'm a loser. No, you were sick. Okay. So, but I'm sure that that's pretty much common sense. But just in case someone is very strict and take everything for what it is, know that there's always that flexibility. So your systems are important. Number 6 was self-repair, self-care, self-responsibility, and self-control. So important. All right. And we are on to number 7. I know that I talked about this a little bit already, but in the opening, but this is crucial in getting to where you want to go in the next 6 months. And it is going to be your mindset. Life is always moving towards your most prominent thought. Life is always moving towards your most prominent thought. So what's your prominent thought? If you're thinking, well, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm too young, I'm too old, I'm too tall, I'm too short, I'm not tech savvy enough, I don't understand how to do virtual parties, I'm sad, I'm lonely, I don't have a support system, I can never become a director. My friend, you're right. Congratulations, because that is the perspective and the narrative you are choosing to write, and that will become your truth and the reality in which you live. So that's up to you, friend. You can change your narrative. Your life and your mind will go towards that prominent thought, whatever it is. I'm too young, I'm too old, I'm not pretty enough, I'm too pretty, no one takes me serious, whatever it is, okay? So your mindset is powerful. So change your narrative. And there's a very powerful word. It's even. Even. Oh, this is something that has served me so well. Because in the past, one of my things that was my limiting belief, my negative thought was I'm not organized enough to become a national sales director. I'm not smart enough to become a sales director. I haven't been in the business long enough to earn my Cadillac. Instead, I can say things like, I'm becoming even better at online. I'm becoming even more tech savvy. I'm becoming even more organized every day. I'm becoming even more energetic. I'm becoming even more disciplined. I'm learning to love myself even more every day. It is literally telling your brain you are already that thing. Instead of like, I'm not this and I need to become it. It's you are already that thing. You're becoming even more of it. You're growing in it. Okay. Your brain will believe whatever you tell it. So if you say this Mary Kay thing isn't working for me, nobody wants to book a virtual appointment, your brain will believe whatever you tell it. And then it's going to find evidence to prove it right. So it's going to show all the evidence. Okay. So if you say that this virtual thing, it's working, I'm figuring it out, people want to book with me, I'm going to find the right people, God's going to put the right people in my life, it's going to come together, then your brain is going to find evidence. Oh, there's that girl, you can ask her. Oh yeah, remember that person from 2 jobs ago? Okay, your brain's going to find evidence. So you create the narrative. Your mindset is powerful and will become your truth. So choose a positive one. I want to give you, I'm going to end with 2 tips in our last 90 seconds here. Time management tip. Okay. Number 1, have a structure. Okay. We already talked about that. Have a schedule, a structure. And there's going to be days that you don't feel like it. And that's okay. There's times where my son will be like, I don't want to go brush my teeth. That's okay that you don't want to, but you still need to go. I validate his feelings. Like, it's okay. You don't want to go to school today. You want to stay home with mommy. I want you to stay home with me too. And that's okay. You don't want to go to school, but we're still going to go because that's our responsibility. Our responsibility is to learn and become the best version of you right now. Okay. So time management tip, if you don't feel like it, it's okay. It's okay. But do not let your feelings lead the way. Do it out of functioning, out of discipline. Okay. Feelings don't follow your feelings. If we followed our feelings, we'll all be divorced and broke and no jobs. Okay. So it's okay if you don't feel like it, do it anyway. And the last thing that I want to say is joy. Joy, joy, joy. I love the word joy. And this spoke to me so huge at one of our last church services I was at over Christmas time. And he was saying that joy is a state of well-being, the result from knowing and serving our God. And whether you're a believer or not, I feel like this can resonate and can be helpful in functioning from a place of joy, because joy is not happiness. In life and society, we're always trying to find happiness, chase happiness, but happiness is temporary. Happiness comes and goes, where joy remains. Joy is about God and his love in us, and it never ends. And to have a faith and to know all things are made good, it allows us to function from a place of joy. And my narrative and my truth that I choose to believe, and especially in the time of right now, especially in the time of our world right now, is my narrative as I choose to believe that businesses still prosper and that love grows, and to function from a place of joy. So I proclaim joy over your businesses, over your life. May you feel joy. May you feel the blessings of the Lord just rain into your life. May you keep an amazing, abundant, positive mindset that leads you into the right direction of abundance. May you take control of yourself and focus on self-repair, self-care, self-control, and own your self-responsibility, and not putting blame on others, but taking that self-responsibility. May you have the belief in yourself and pour it into other people. May you continue to do the skill and transfer the skill. Become a stellar seller. Become a stellar seller and bring in more financial freedom into your life. May you be a woman of amazing, impeccable work ethic, consistent work ethic, and show everyone what it looks like to have great work ethic, to build a strong team. And may your goals be big, and may success and blessings chase you down in 2021. You guys, thank you so much for allowing me to speak into you today. Bye-bye.